So we return again to witness the next stage of Stryker Demonblood's quest, evil quest of apotheosis, specifically on the path to stop Navarin Creel, a chaos sorcerer, who dared whisper that he wished to usurp Archaon's throne. Stryker's hoping to slaughter Navarin Creel, and in doing so gain the notice of Archaon himself. He's now at the Demon Roost, the second convergence. Creel's lair can be found nestled in a mountain range beyond the grisly flesh swamp, but to reach it, Demonblood must first pass through a region known as the Demon Roost. Here all manner of horrors stalk, waiting amongst the ruins of civilization to pounce on the unwary. Other warbands have come searching for the treasures rumoured to lie in this cursed land, but he cannot let them slow him down. Demonblood's only choice is to fight his way clear through both rivals and the lurking monsters alike. So, in this scenario, Stryker is the defender, and the victory condition is the gauntlet, which reads, escape is the only chance of survival. The attacker picks one battlefield edge to be the escape route. Any of the defender's fighters that finishes a move within 1 inch of the escape route can escape the battlefield. Remove the fighter from the battlefield, but do not count them as being taken down. If half of the fighters in the defender's warband escape, the defender wins the battle. If half of the fighters in the defender's warband are taken down, the attacker wins the battle. The twist is already decided. It will be rampaging beasts. Monstrous creatures come forth, drawn by the din of battle and the promise of flesh. So the chaotic beast that they have come across, unfortunately for both warbands, is this pretty fellow, the Razor Gore. To refresh on Stryker's warband, you have the big man himself with those two counters at his base representing his wicked shield, which does +2 attack after he sustained 5 damage, and the Soul Royal Slime, which allows him to heal 2d6 wounds and gain 1 toughness. Next to him is Engra Travos, who has a destiny roll, which is that red icon there. Behind him is a Chaos Marauder with no special abilities. His name is Ranlof Varks. Here you got 2 more Chaos Marauders, each with a destiny level, Engra Travos and Akorga Travos. Down here we've got the mercenary Dark Oath Chieftain, Korag Kol. Now Korag Kol has got 1 less toughness, and that's represented by that skull icon. He does have a consumable though, which allows him to gain a toughness and heal, and but he does have 1 less toughness, which is a bit disappointing for him. Puts him at 3 toughness. Now, Stryker Demonblood's nemesis, I wouldn't say nemesis, but one he needs to look over his shoulder to keep monitoring, keep close, is the chosen Harahath Deathsword, who also has a consumable. He has a venom type consumable, which gives him +2 to crits. And finally, just a regular Chaos Warrior Hroth Deathsword. And that's this sheet here. So unfortunately for Stryker Demonblood, he has come across another warband, one loyal to Khorne, who are also on the path of Navarin Creel. This warband particularly hate the cowardly and want to shed blood at any opportunity. They are led by Aztec, who's a Wrathmaster, who's got a special ability called Flesh Rend Blade, which gives him 1 damage to all his hits and crits. Next to him is a Skull Reaper, Aztec. 2 Blood Reavers, Tink and Chop. Chop obviously being the one with the big axe, and Tink being the one with Reaver Blades. Then you got Biax and Skippy. Biax is the one with the 2 axes, and Skippy's suffering at the moment temporary broken leg, so he's 1 less movement. And finally we have the Korgorath, aptly named Korg. Looking at their sheet here, that's Aztec the leader. Moving down now. Now Korg does have a consumable which allows him to gain die 3 wild dice for the next phase. You got then Aztec, Tink, and you have to go right down to Biax to see the destiny levels. And Skippy also has a destiny level, which I don't think I've reflected here, which I better put on. Moving now to randomly determine the deployment card for this mission. We get standoff, and that means that in the first round the red, so this is the shield for Khorne, dagger, hammer. Okay, so shield with the leaders group, dagger group, hammer group. And that is shield group, dagger at the back, hammer here for the slaves. Okay, so the chosen's with the Chaos Warrior, and the chieftains at the back with the Marauder, and the Razorgul should be not getting involved with that. So looking at standoff, now the defender in this one will be the Slaves to Darkness. That's their convergence. So I need to roll off to see who decides to be what, but it's fairly symmetrical. So I'm just going to make a call and say that the bluey black, the darker color is going to be Slaves to Darkness in the bottom left here, and then the red will be the Khorne. Just only appropriate, that's representative of their factions. So 6 inches from the middle will be 2 shield groups. I will set it all up now. Also the hammer groups also start the game, and the dagger groups don't come in on the corners in the second round. So having set up now the scenario, Slaves to Darkness are the defender, which means even though it says they're the defender, they're actually the ones that need to escape. They need to flee. So they need to have 8 figures in their warband. 2 here, 3 there, and another 2 coming from up here. So the Chosen and the Chaos Warrior. So they need to get 4 of their 8 within 1 inch of the escape route. The escape route will be nominated by the Khorne Bloodbound Warband, and they will nominate the escape route is a battlefield edge. They're certainly not going to be nominating these 2, so really the only choice is that one or the far, the top corner there. They obviously, I think, will choose this one up here. So this is the battle edge that slaves need to get within 1 inch of to finish the move for them to escape the gauntlet. And that's pretty obvious because you already got 2 slaves here. If you make this the battle edge, that's already 2 out of 4, which will easily escape. These 2 will then make a beeline that way. So Khorne wants slaves to go through that. The Korgorath will be blocking that side. These guys will come into the center here. There'll be a big bloodbath here, no doubt. And then these 2 will come round 2 to also stall the slaves. So you got here the 2 blood warriors. Looking now at the, tactics-wise, I really think slaves, I mean, their weak links will be the 2 marauders. They do have 4 toughness, 10 health, but that's going to be minced meat by the Korgorath and the Skull Reapers. So they need to really protect the marauders. There's 2 there's another one there. The 3 marauders, and I suppose the other weak link could be one of the Chaos Warriors, but they only got 15 health, so they need to just really, they want to stay away from the Korgorath, so probably they're better off going into the Blood Warriors. Alright, so now we'll roll the initiation dice. Okay, rolling the initiative dice. Black is slaves, red is Khorne. 1 double for Slaves to Darkness, 4 singles, and what have we got here? We've got a triple and a double. Okay, so Slaves clearly have priority because they rolled the most singles, and they only got 1 double to use as their special abilities. Khorne will be going second, but they do have the advantage of having a double and a triple to fuel their abilities. They will each keep their wild dice for now. So first activation will be Slaves to Darkness, and the easy moves first would be you don't want to expose the marauders, so you don't want them running off by themselves just to get smashed. Maybe they want to come away. Maybe they all want to amass this way. That's really sacrificing these 2. But if 4 out of these 6 can get away, that's probably the best bet. So these actually aren't on the board, so let me just make it clear they're off the board. They'll be coming next round. So I would say move maybe this marauder here. They move 4. They do have a double. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to here, he can move 8. That's the end of his turn. So in his activation, he's just going to, his first action will be a move, second action a move. So they each have 2 actions in their activations. So he's done. Now for the Khorne Bloodbound. They've got 5 figures to choose from. They need to prevent slaves from escaping that edge. So Skull Reaper here, he can move, I think, only 4 inches. So looking at their stats, the 2 smaller guys can move 5. The Korgorath can only move 4 as well. The Korgorath, there is a triple there, and there is a double, so I'll need to look at the abilities for that in a sec to see if there's anything special they can do. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to use this double here to add +1 to the Korgorath's movement. Looking now at this card, his movement is 4. We'll make that 5 and do 2 actions, move actions. So it's a movement of 10. So we'll take him from there up to here. Second activation for Stryker's Slaves to Darkness Warband will be to move this marauder. I want to get him out of danger. He can get pinned in by the Skull Reaper over there, so he'd want to get out of range. Only problem is these 2 will be coming in next round, so it's going to cause some difficulty in evading capture, but it's a real hard one for Slaves to Darkness to get 4 figures off, especially the marauders with 10 wounds, but they can move 5. So can I move 5? Yeah, no, 4. So I only move 4. I'm getting mixed up with the Blood Reavers. So the marauders can only move 4. So you can go 4, 8. Alright, so he's done. And then that leaves second movement will be, I think the Skull Reaper, should he throw himself, he can move 4. I think it'd be wise for him to move to about here, just stay out of range. think the Chaos Lord's going to have to take that bait. He's got a lot of hit points, he can heal. So, maybe we move, the Chaos Warrior is pretty tough. 4, 8. He will also move up here. And then the third activation for the Chaos will be to move 8 as well. And they do have a triple, so they could use that for rush. So the Wrathmaster wants to block but not be within 2 inches of the Chaos Lord's range. Otherwise that's just going to lead to disaster for him. He's going to give Stryker you know, an extra attack at him. So just make it with I think it's just out of 2 inches there. So that's his turn. And now the difficulty for, there's only 3 figures left. The difficulty for them now is, look, I think this guy has, the Dark Oath can just move up. So he's up to there. And you're left now with the Blood Reavers. 2 Blood Reavers. They can move 5. They're very mobile for infantry. 10. So 5 takes them to there. Well, the only thing is they might want to stay back and slow them down. That's the interesting thing. So he goes there. Now look, the thinking will be they can let those 2 even go through. They need to try and at least take 2 or 3 out of this lot. Well, they've got to take 3 out of this lot anyway, so they've got to do that quickly. Even if they take those other 2 out. And looking now at slaves, he hasn't moved, and Stryker hasn't moved. He doesn't want to give his life away cheaply. Can he? Would it be sneaky for him to try and move around? He probably would want to 4, 5, 6. He'll just move there, and this Blood Reaver will, he just wants to slow the other guys down. Look, the Blood Reavers only have 3 toughness. They do have 10 health though, so I think he'll just stay there. And that then leaves what will Demon Claw do? Demon Blood do? Four of these have got to make it. 1 can die. 2 can die. So I think he has to block here. It's going to be quite heroic of him. So first action, only moves 4. Now he wants to be 2 inches. Okay, so he's within 2 inches, and he's going to use this for onslaught to get an extra attack. He has Let me see now. Now he's only on 5 attacks at the moment. He hasn't taken 5 wounds. So that gives him 5 strength, 3 5s. He'll go up to 6 attacks because of the onslaught. And his 5 strength against the Skull Reaper's 4 toughness. Skull Reaper's got 25 hit points. So 6 attacks, 3 5s. 3 4 5s will do 3 damage, and 6s will do 5 damage. So that's 5 damage, 8, 11, and those are all misses. So you've done 11 damage. So I'll just get some dice to reflect that. Battle round 2 initiative dice. So we got 2 doubles on the Slaves of Darkness side with 2 singles, and we've got also the same for Khorne. Okay, so they each got now 2 wild dice. Now Korgorath has a special consumable which I think it will use now. It gives them die 3 wild dice at the start of any hero turn. I'll just check. He can't actually use it because he forgot to use it last turn, and also forgotten to apply the twist Rampaging Beast. So we'll do a roll off to see Rampaging Beast now. The winner gets to choose whether they want it or not. So Khorne have won the die roll on the Rampaging Beast, so they will choose to place the Razor Gore, and the Razor Gore can be set up. Let's have a look here. One inch of a terrain feature and within 3 inches of another. Okay, a bit more than 5 inches away from any other. So they can either put them down there to slow them down, or to slow these guys down. But let's just put him. We'll put him here. Say he comes out. He's definitely within 5 inches, I think, of these guys. Oh, these guys actually haven't come on yet. So we'll put them there. All right. So looking back at this roll, it's important for both sides to go first. So they're both going to use sorry, there's going to be a roll off to see who wins priority. They've both got the same amount of singles. Another draw. Okay, so Khorne win priority. Khorne will spend 2 wild dice to make 2 more singles. Okay, 2 more singles. That's 4 singles, and Slaves will do the same. So it's going to be another roll off. They use up their wild dice. Khorne wins 6-5. So they each have 2 doubles. Khorne goes first. Khorne gets to place their chaps within 3 inches of the corner, which I think would be about 1, 2, about there. Maybe this goes a bit closer. And they get to activate. So really, first activation, they need to block desperately this chap here. So he'll go in. That's first movement. Second movement, second action I should say, is to do, what do you do, onslaught? Or he just wants to, he's got 2 destiny dice. This is Biax. Biax will do an attack on the Marauder, and he's got 4 attacks, 3 strength, 2 4. So let me just push these dice away. Gather the dice, the red dice for Khorne, and he's up against a shielded Marauder who's got 4 toughness. So he has only, funnily enough, for Blood Warrior, he's only got 3 strength. So he needs 5 6s. And he gets 1 hit of 2 damage. Okay, so use this chunky dice to signify 2 wounds on that Marauder. That is the... Oh, look, he might... No, look, he'll use his Destiny. He'll use both his Destinies to try and improve that. Oh, yep, okay, he gets a crit. So that puts this up to 6. So, but he's used up both his Destiny now, so I'll get rid of those 2 little red markers. And it is now Slaves to Darkness' turn. This Marauder could die from skip. So this Marauder, before he goes out, he's going to have a crack at... Well, can he disengage and then move? He's not going to survive, I don't think. He could rush. So when you disengage, you've got to be 3 inches away. He's not going to be able to disengage through there. Could he go... Let me just check the rules on disengage. Alright, so disengage means you can move up to 3 inches away, and it's got to end 1 inch away from an enemy. So he could disengage up to 3 inches away. So he could go into here. And then he could then move 4 inches. All right, so that is his move. All right, so he will escape if he's not, if he does not take another 4 wounds. So the Korg could go down there. No, Korg only moves 4. I think this move is going to force Skip to attack him. So Skip can spend... Now Skip can only move... Skip's down a 3 move. So Skip's in a bit of trouble here. Skip's not going to make it. So I'm going to have to use... See if Korg can make it. Korg can... No. Okay, so Skip's going to have to use... Khorne are going to have to use one of their doubles to give Skip an extra movement. He now gets within 1 inch. He's only going to get 1 attack. Now he does have I think he's got 1 destiny dice, and he's got 4 attacks, 3 strength against 4 toughness, 2 4. No, same as the other chap, I think. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong card. He only has 3 attacks, 4 strength, 2 5. So he has 1 less attack, but he hits on 4 5 6s instead of just 5 6s. So I will now do the attack, 3 attacks, and he does 2 5. So he really needs 2 hits here, or 1 crit. He does have a destiny dice. Oh, he's got the crit. So that's 5 damage. So when those blades hit, they really hit. So that takes him up to 11 damage. So unfortunately, that's 1 down for Stryker's warband. So they need to get 4 to escape. Now that has created, though, an escape route, which I'm sure they will flood in happily. So this Marauder moves 8 4 8. he is going to rush to get to within an inch. That takes one of their doubles away. Now Khorne's turn. Korg's going to go into the... I've got to actually stop these guys escaping. So Skull Reaper may very well. They've got two. The Wrathmaster's got 2-inch range. This guy's got 1-inch range. Regular Skull Reaper's got 1 inch. Wrathmaster's got 2 inches and moves 4. So he's going to move his 4 to there, and he will attack the Marauder. So with his second action, he's going to have 6 dice with 4 strength. Against Marauders for toughness. And he has +1 damage on hits and crits. So when the Wrathmaster hits, it's going to be 3 5s. Okay, so 1s and 2s are automatic misses, but he has got 2 crits there and 2 regular hits. So that's more than enough to dispatch. As I said, these were the chafe models. These were the Achilles heel. And starting to look a bit grim now. Very tight match. Okay, so that's the end of the Wrathmaster Aztec's turn. He's doing one for his warband, delivering home the bacon. Slaves to Darkness. Looks like they're going to get 1 through. Can they get a second through? They need now all of these guys to get through. The Dark Oath will... He can move... if he rushes, he's still not going to make that 1 inch. So he will just do a normal move. So that takes him to here. Okay, so that's his turn. He won't be able to escape, but he's very close. Now Khorne's turn. The moment we've all been waiting for, the Korg. Korg moves and then attacks Stryker Demonblood, and he will consume his just remember that he'll consume now the extra wild dice. So next phase Khorne will get die 3 extra wild dice, but I'll roll it then, won't worry about that now. Now looking at Stryker Demonblood and Korg has only 3 attacks. They are 5 strength against Stryker's 5 toughness, so he'll be hitting on 4s and 5s and critting on 6 as per normal. Korg does 4/8 damage, and you can see he's got this ability there with this demon skull thing. So what's that? Lashing bone tentacles. He could use the double 2s. Oh no, it doesn't apply to that. It just goes roll 2 dice on a 4/5, do 1 damage, 6 do 2 damage. Okay, so I don't think he'll do that. I think he's better off probably just doing onslaught. So he'll do 4 attacks, 4/8. Only gets one hit. That does do 4 damage, which will not trigger off the extra 2 attacks that Demonblood would get. So okay, so 4 damage. I think it's prudent to get the 20-sided dice out for this. And that's the end of Korg's go. We're now left with Stryker and one of his favorite Chaos Warriors. What should he do? I think Stryker is going to hold off. He doesn't have his turn. Also got these 2 guys over there. And they've got the Razor Gore too that they can move. So well, for a bit of fun, why doesn't Slaves try to control the Razor Gore? So 3+. Oh, they fail. So let me just check what happens when you fail. I think the other side gets to take a turn. Hold on. So yeah, 1 or 2 is pretty bad for Slaves of Darkness. It allows Khorne to activate the Chaos Beast. They really need a 3 to 6 to activate it, but now the opponent can activate it and they get to use it. Now looking at the Razor Gore, it does move, let's have a look, moves 8, 4 strength, 4 toughness, 4 attacks, 2/5. Oh, that's nasty. And it's got this uncontrollable stampede ability, and that's only if there's a triple dose. So there's only a double left for Khorne, so they can't activate that. So let's see, they can cause a lot of havoc now. So it's 8 movement. First one could be just to pin. I mean, I'll just pin them in, not pen them in. So let me just get the my measuring. So 1, 2, 3. That's 4 movement. 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's going to jump over. Now he does land from a height of 3 inches or more, so I think there's impact damage or fall damage, whatever they call it. 6. I think he takes, I'll have to check. I think that's 3 damage or something. Hold on. Okay, so it does take 3 damage when you roll a 6 on that. So he goes down to 22 health. He's going to attack now the Chaos Warrior, who has 5 toughness. He has 4 strength, 4 attack dice, 2 5s. So he needs 5 6s, no 6s. He's got 2 hits there. That does 4 damage to the Chaos Warrior. So let me just go put a wound dice on the Chaos Warrior. Okay, now the Chaos Warrior does have 15 health, so we've still got 11 left. All right, but that is not what Stryker Demonblood wants to see. So it's now Khorne's turn. Oh, also that Razor Gore now gets activated for that turn, so you can't keep, don't know what these little counters are doing there. Now that was Slave to Darkness's turn. Now it's Khorne's turn, and the Korg. So I think the Skull Reaper's got to go in. So he will get into 1 inch. And he's going to unleash 4 attacks at 4 strength. And let me just check. He might just use Onslaught. There's still a double left for the Khorne. So he might just, I think he might just do that. So he'll get actually 5 attacks. So he needs 5 6s at 2 4. And he gets a crit and a hit, which does 6 damage to Stryker. Okay, so Stryker now goes down to 28 health. Now Stryker does have a consumable which can heal 2d6 wounds, and he also has an ability where once he's taken 5 damage he can do 2 attacks. Now he's going to be weighing up now. Does he want to does he want to just disengage, and does he want to try and take the Skull Reaper out, or does he want to disengage and make a run for it? Very tough decision. I suppose he doesn't need to make that decision now. This guy could move, and you've got these two up here. I mean, these guys don't really want to tangle with the Razor Gore, but they haven't got much. The Razor Gore's totally blocking them in. They move. Chosen moves 4. So 4. Can you climb through there? Probably not. I don't think you can. You might just go 4. Chosen will just move there. And this Blood Reaver, he will move. If you can move 5. He's just going to try and block the slaves in. This guy here will go he can try. I don't think he could be able to get around them. 4. Oh, he can go. He could go here. He can actually make it. 4. Yeah, he can actually escape. So he's going to try and escape. This Blood Reaver will just move here, and that leaves this chap. He'll move here. He wants to get away from the Razor Gore. And Khorne has moved everything, I believe, so now it's down to has Khorne moved everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they have. So it really comes down to Stryker, what he's going to do, and that is a very tough decision. Should he try and make a run for it? He could go 4. Should he try and make a run for it? If one of these die though, he's in real strife. So he might try. There's no use trying to fight this off. So I think he's going to go to here and be within 2 inches of this Biax, but not. And he's going to. It's either that or he hits the Blood Reaver. The Blood Reaver could pin him down as well, but I think he's going to just try and knock him off. So he gets 5 attacks. Oh, sorry, he gets double attacks now. Now that's the next question: is how many consumables can he use? Should he? He gets 2 extra attacks now because he's taken 5 damage, and he could also. I'll just check to see if he can take 2 consumables in one turn. Look, my reading of page 40 of the core rules is that you can only use one ability, and the one ability gives you the bonus action. So I'm just going to assume he can't use both consumables. So he's going to have to make a choice. I think he's going to play it safe and heal. He's only on he only got 18 health left, and these can pack quite a wallop. So he's going to do a 2d6 heal, and let's see what that will be. 8. So that takes that down to 2. All right. And he gets an extra toughness. So he goes up to 6 toughness too with that potion. Okay, so that was first action was to move. His second action will be to we could take the Blood Reaver out, but I think he'll go for the guy in front of him, Biax. So he does have 5 strength. He does have 5 attacks. He does do 3/5 damage. Biax has 4 toughness and 15 health. Pretty good roll. Well, average. Well, that's out. So he's done 3, 6, 11 damage. So that takes poor Biax down to 4 health. But let me just put 11. I'm just find a dice which can do 11 damage. Hold on. I think I've used them all up. There we go. Wish it was red, but anyway. It's 11 damage on Biax. And that, I believe, is it for round 2. So we now move to round 3. Oh, hold on. So he escapes. He escapes. So take these guys off the board. That's 2 out of 4 escaped. So I'll put them out of here. They don't count as being knocked down. These guys were knocked down, so I'll knock them down. That is looking good for... We're halfway there. So if he can make it, and he can make it, Stryker and the Dark Oath Chieftain, they will win the game. But if they lose any more, then they're going to have to rely on one of these guys or 2 of these guys to make it. Let's have a look at round 3. Round 3, initiation. Initiative, not initiation, initiative dice. So got here, slaves have 1 double, 4 singles. Khorne have also got 1 double and 4 singles. They each have a wild dice. First, let's see who wins priority when there's a tie. Slaves win it. Slaves have to decide, do they wish to use... do they wish to use the wild dice and try to go first? I think that's really critical, isn't it? Yep. They will. So... and I think Khorne also would want to go first here. So, okay, so they each use their wild dice to try and to up the singles, so they each tie again on priority. So it's a roll-off. Highest one goes first, and it's slaves. Okay, so I'll take all these off. Slaves get to go first. He's pretty durable. He's not as durable. The Dark Oath, he's not too bad. Dark Oath has got 25, but he's only on 3 toughness because of the last game. He wants to get within 1 inch and just survive. So he does have 1 inch attack. I think his best bet would be to just try and, you know, things that he doesn't want to get within 1 inch of him if he's not going to kill him. I don't know if he will. Probably not. Maybe just move as close as he can to the edge here, and that way they each have to use a move action to attack him. So that's probably the safest bet for him. So he's within 1 inch now. He'll be number 3. Should survive. He's not moving anywhere, so these guys, I think, we're all going to try and block in Stryker Demonblood. Question is how they're going to do that. He can there's a little gap for him to go through there, and there's a gap through there. They can't really block him in. This guy, it's very tough. Very tough. The other option is they ignore him and they try and I don't think these two can kill the Dark Oath. The Dark Oath does have 3 toughness though, but I just don't think they're going to pack enough damage with 1 attack each to kill him, and I don't think they can pin. So I think this could be a slave's win here. Skull Reaper, I just don't think they can catch Stryker before he can escape. The Korg can try, but the Korg would have to, no, I don't think he's going to roll anywhere near enough in 1 attack. So it looks like the best bet would be to not use these two, leave them in reserve, probably forget about him, and leave them to try and knock off Demonblood. So the best one to really hurt would be the Korg. He will move as 4, get into here, get him within 1 inch, use the double to do, well, hold on, he's got lashing bone tentacles, which if he rolls a 6 he does 5 damage, or 4/5 does 1 damage. Okay, now then I think he's better off going with don't know the maths on this, but I think he's better off going with an extra attack. He will need 4, 5, 6s, 4, 8s, so it just goes, that'll just be better maths I think. So 4 attacks, does do 4, 8 damage. He does have 5 strength against oh, he's gone to 6 toughness, so it would be 5, 6s anyway. Is it worth having the extra attack where he's hitting on 5, 6s? Look, I'm just going to go with that anyway. So it's 4, 8s, 5, 6s. Oh, that's 12 damage. So he puts Stryker. Stryker now still has 16 life left. Okay, so now Stryker will have to move, because if he doesn't move, he's just going to cop more and more attacks from his back. So he needs to, he's got a double, he needs to get out of here. He can run, if he uses double, he can move 10. He's just going to rush it over there. He's getting out. This is scary. He's not going. He's been called a coward by Aztec. They hate cowards. That's their particular pet peeve for this Khorne warband. But they have certainly succeeded in driving off the slaves. But I don't think they're actually going to successfully kill the requisite. They kill more than half. It's a bit of a hard mission for them. Alright, so that's that for Korg. That then leaves, and for Stryker. So decision now for Khorne is they're going to lose the game now unless they kill Stryker or the Dark Oath Chieftain. These guys can get attack off on each. He's got 25 hit points, 3 toughness. He has 16 health with 6 toughness. Pretty much out of reach. I think odds are target everything on this guy, and we'll see. So I'll just do these. I'll do this attack, So he goes in. This is going to be 3 attacks at 4 strength against 3 toughness, 2 5s, 3 attacks. Two hits. And I don't know if he's rolled his destiny dice. He does have one, so I'm gonna. I don't think he's rolled it, so we'll roll. Oh, that makes it interesting. That does a total of 5, 7. Does 9 damage. So 9 damage, and I mean, these guys are just going to make a beeline up to here. Now going him, he will now do his attacks. And Biax has, I think, 4 dice at 3 strength against 3 toughness, 2 4s. So that's 2 4s at 2 for 8 damage, takes him up to 17. But as we can see, that's just not going to be enough to get to that special number of 25. Needs 8 more attacks. This is where Khorne would love to have a range option just to pepper him with a bit more. But that, I think, is pretty much it. So I'm not playing the rest of it out because it's totally irrelevant. These guys, I mean, these guys are going to make it. So I'll take them off now. The other Khorne cannot reach there. So it is a success for Slave to Darkness. They did run the gauntlets. They did get half their fighters to escape. And they have successfully completed their second convergence, and we now need to see what the glory points are awarded to each warband. So looking at the aftermath now, going through the glory points on offer. They each get 3 for taking part in a campaign battle. Slaves get an extra 2 for winning, so it takes slaves to 5. Neither leader was taken down. At least 1/3 of the fighters and the opponents. Now, slaves lost 2 out of 8, which is 1/4, so that's not a third, so nothing there for Khorne. Moving down then to your opponent's warband has at least 2 more areas. Now, I do believe, yes, so slaves do have 2 or more, so there's an extra glory point there for Khorne. So Khorne get 4 glory, and slaves get 5. So I'll make a note of that here. Slaves get 5, and they tick this off. They get +5, and they've got old ruins, so better not forget that. So 4+, they get an extra glory. So let me just roll that here. They get a 4, so that's another +1, so it's +6. I think they already had 5, 10, so that takes them to 11. And I think they could buy. I'll have a think about what they're going to do with these 11 glory. I'm not going to make a decision now. They could either make another territory, or they could use that to purchase, you know, another hero for the, not hero, but you know, yeah, they could add to the roster. But I tend to like going for territories as soon as possible, because with their permanent benefits, the more games you play, the more this pays for itself. But so yeah, look, I'm going to go for. Well, actually, you got to make that decision now before you roll injuries. But yeah, look, I think we go to territory, take a chance. So I'll just. And now we roll on the territory chart to see if that territory nets us anything. So I'll just go to the relevant page there. So here's the territory chart. Reds will be the 10s, and I'll get another dice here. Blues will be the 1s. So 36 gets you, oh, nothing of note. So that's a bit of a shame there for Stryker. Now the Khorne warband under Aztec, as I said, they got 3 for playing, 1 for the opponent having 2 or more. So they go up to 10. They will buy this one. They gain a territory. And let's just see what they get. Reds are 10s. They get nothing of note. Big fat snake eyes. All right. So next page, you go to critical injuries. Okay, so there's 2 marauders. We'll roll for them now. So let me just find which one it is. The so it's going to be Ranlof Varks. He's 50, whatever it is, 4, he's right. And Hroth Vakarian. He's sitting on 2 destiny. Oh, 22. That's a broken leg. Okay, a roll of dice, 2+, it's temporary. Subtract 1 from the movement. Okay, so we want this to be temporary, and it is. So temporary leg -1 movement allowance. Chaos chosen of, what's this one here? Oh, the Dark Oath had a heal. Oh, that's a permanent. Okay, so that's all right. Oh, okay, now this is gone. So he did use, Stryker did use his consumable there. So I'll just get rid of that. And the other thing I need to do is critical injuries. I need to heal up any temporary ones for okay, so Skippy might lose his on a 4+. He'll heal up. No. Okay, so I'll just make these changes. Moving on now to the lesser artifacts. The Khorne warband does have a special territory called Desecrated Tomb, which gives them on a 4+ an additional lesser artifacts. I need a 4+, and they fail that. So going with Khorne, reds are the 10s. They get 21, which is, I think, now nothing. Oh no, 21 gets you raw spawn flesh. When your back is against the wall, one not wolf down some of this god-touched flesh and hope for the best. Consumable. Roll a dice until the end of the battle. The toughness characteristics equal to the dice roll. In addition, remove a number of damage points equal to double the value. Oh, that's really good for a low rolling artifact. Okay. And now for slaves. 51. They get semi-sentient weapons, which is perishable. At the start of the battle, if the bearer is included in your warband, roll die 3. Until the end of the battle, add the value of the roll to the strength characteristic of attacks made by the bearer until the end of the battle. Okay, that's quite good too, especially on, well, I mean, the Chaos Lord's already got 5 toughness, but who's got some high attacks? Dark Oath has got 4 strength, so it might pump him up. They all seem to have high strength, so I'm going to have a think about who to give that to. Yeah. Now Stryker Demonblood, having completed the convergence, now gets the command trait, and looking here for this Shadow of the Varanspire campaign, he doesn't need an extra toughness. He's already got 5 toughness, so that's pointless. Adding the value of his abilities, add +1. Again, he doesn't really use his abilities that much, so not very useful. And the best one would be this one, where he gets an extra additional wild die, so that's really good. So he's going to go with Darkly Favored. So I'll put that up there, and that now leaves us with the Destiny roles. We go now to start with, we'll do the slaves. So we'll start with our mate Stryker Demonblood. He gets a 3. This little fellow here, he gets 2. He gets 2, and the Dark Oath Chieftain gets a 3. The Chaos Warrior here got a 4, nothing. Chosen 6. Chosen gets a 6. So that's his first one. Alright, so, and now looking at the other chaps, the Khorne. So we've got here, pretty much everyone survived here. So start with Chop over there. Nah. Next, Wrathmaster, that's Aztec. He gets, nah. The other Skull Reaper, he gets a 6. So that's Altec, he gets a 6. Korg, we'll roll for him. 1. We roll for I can't remember his name. Tink. He doesn't get it. And then we've got Biax and Skip. Close, but doesn't quite get there. Alright, so I think I've covered it all. Another victory for Stryker Demonblood. He's now over halfway towards his campaign goal of catching up with Navarran Creel. The final convergence, which I won't read out yet, but he's done the first 2. So he's got now on this map here, he has just succeeded at completing the Demon Roost. Creel's Lair lies ahead. There is still a lot of work to get there before he gets to Creel's Lair. So we'll see how he goes, whether he can make it, and if he does make it, whether he will achieve his evil goal of apotheosis, of being favored by Commander Archeon, and or whether he'll fall in his quest for personal glory. All right, that's it.